As polyglots, you probably encountered many problems with learning languages. One of my problems is staying motivated for one language or two or whatever. Staying motivated for your target language. I have that problem that after 2-3 weeks my motivation drops to zero or almost zero for that language. My interest in it dies. So it's a really big step for me that I could finish A2 level in Polish, but I didn't study it on my own. I studied it with help of my professor at university. It was as my, well, additional subject, a foreign language. So I learned it for 2 years. Now I'm at A2 level, but I lack practice. What can help you? You can read books like this one. It's from Artur Daniel Liskowacki. It's a Polish author, and this book is called Zapcarap. I don't think that Zapcarap has any meaning in Polish. This book I got it from my professor of Polish at university somewhere year ago. I got another one as well. I tried reading it. It went okay and not okay because there were too many new words for me in it. Like I don't know which ones, but and now I'm continuing to read it and rereading older ones and realizing, hey, I didn't know this word about a year ago, but now I understand the sentence. I understand the phrase. So there is some improvement. Also, I underline with pencil, graphite pencil, new words and phrases, or phrases and words used in new context that I'm not sure if they mean what I think they mean or they mean something else, or I just don't understand. So reading is one of the keys to improving your language and continuing with it. Also, you can use language learning apps. I tried different language learning apps, some worked, some not. But I think some didn't work because they were boring, in my opinion. Like Duolingo, it didn't really help me much, but I wasn't even consistent in using it, so lack of self-discipline. Also, always saying, I don't have time for this, I have to study this, I have to do this. You always have at least 15 minutes a day to at least read something from your target language, or to review your previous lesson, your notes from that language. Like you have at least a little bit of time. You actually don't own time. Time is just something that you make time for the things you want to do. If you want to become a polyglot, you have to at least read one passage a day and learn at least some new word or phrase, to improve constantly, to reach your goal, even if it takes you 20 years. But really, don't spend 20 years learning something and learning it only to A1 level. Actually, I mean, another thing you can do is taking notes. Your notes don't need to be organized. Your notes don't need to look pretty. Just write down what you're learning. You don't have to write down a bunch of definitions and whatnot. Just, you know, write that word, write that sentence, translation of it, some guides of how to pronounce that, and so on. You already know it. I mean, I have some older notes from different languages. Like, yes, I have from many languages. Which one should I? Well, like, look, this is from French. Like, yeah, it's not extra. Some things are underlined that are more important. Like, look at this. I'm writing where is not supposed to be written, and so on. Like, yes, you see, you can use colors if you want to make it pop, to make it more visible, to notice it. Like, yes, it's important just to take notes. If you need online classes, get them. If you need textbooks, get them. Dictionaries, you always need them. Google Translate is not really good for anything. It can get things very, very wrong, get you in trouble. Ask people, teachers, professors, people who work with it, to recommend you some sites and online dictionaries specially made for that language you're learning. Like, there are always some sites for Aramaic, Amharic, French, Spanish, Polish, whichever language you need. There are online dictionaries that are correct, that are made by professionals and not by artificial intelligence translations in combinations, and yes, that are correct. Also, watching TV shows and movies and cartoons and vlogs in that language are also crucial for listening practice, for getting informations on what are the phrases that are used every day in different contexts, in different areas, dialects, and so on, in different situations. Like, you will communicate in a different way with your brother or sister, and in a different way with your professor. You won't have the same approach. Yes. Also, native speakers, always consult native speakers, but don't expect from native speakers to know how grammar works, because they didn't study grammar to learn their language. They first learned their language and then even maybe learned learned how grammar works. I mean, yes, they learned it in school, in native language lessons, but they didn't learn it to explain it to foreigners, you know. Uh, Only if they studied language and literature, only then they will know, they should know how to explain how this or that works, you know. So native speakers usually can help you with how is something said, to translate something, okay, yes, in the most cases they know how to translate it, to sound the most normal, the most spontaneous. Also, when you want to practice your speaking, you can make video calls, phone calls, you can make YouTube videos like I'm doing now. I'm constantly practicing my English with this. Also, I made many videos speaking, trying to speak in foreign languages. My throat is already dry from speaking, so excuse me. Also, what did I wanted to say? Yes, if you want, you can also learn from music. Music is contagious. Just find something that resembles the style you like to listen to, genre. So that should be all when it comes to it. I mean, yes, if you have problem with finding time, uh, make at least 15 minutes for that language.
Another interesting method you could use is making, the sticky notes. Well, you could write on them words for, let's say, book. You just tape it on with the sticky note, you put it on this with the word for book. So then for table, you put it on table, for lamp, on lamp, and so on. And that should make you learn new words every day. As soon as you look at the window, aha, window is called prozor in Serbian, or book is called knjiga, and so on. Like that's a really nice plan for learning a language. I mean, you can do it in your room, all over the house. If you're living with your uh, parents or siblings or someone, if they don't mind that, having sticky notes all over the place, then that's great. Then if you don't know where to start from, then just think about it. What do you like doing? Who are you? And so on. Things that are about you and your interests, and I don't know, things that are interesting to you. Start from there. Like, you're going to start from general greetings, and then you will switch to my name is, I am from, I like to do this and this, I like to learn languages, I'm studying this, I work as this and I work there. No, and you won't start from airport vocabulary, you won't start from from the weather is so nice. Make your own. If you can't make your own topics, what you want to learn, then you need to find some tutor or teacher or someone who is professional in that, who has experience in teaching, and who can help you with that, who can make some schedule for you. Also, do not be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they are learning a language, when they are learning anything. I mean, when I was learning to ride a bike, I have fallen many times. I have been scared, and I was so bad at it. I didn't know how to properly hold. Uh, oh, it's not steering wheel. It's different word for it. I think doesn't matter. You will make mistakes while you are learning a language. I'm 100% sure you will. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. She makes mistakes. Everybody makes them. Native speakers won't be judging you. They will most probably find your mistakes funny, interesting, cute. They won't be angry at you for them. They will just explain to you why is it not really the right thing to say this. You should say this instead. You know, they won't be judging you. They will be most probably proud because you're learning their language, or they will be at least surprised, like, why are you learning my language? Why is it that interesting to you? So most important ones is take notes, practice speaking with native speakers, teachers, listen to podcasts. They will help you with memorizing things, for hearing differences, for repeating what you have heard. Then read books, use textbooks for practicing and for learning, get a dictionary. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's really basic thing. I know many are afraid of making mistakes. I am sometimes too, but I'm trying to overgrow that, to forget on that. Then make videos of you speaking, or just voice recordings, so you can listen to what you have said and correct afterwards some mistakes you made spontaneously. You can also you can also write some essays about things and then give them to native speakers or teachers to correct your mistakes. So that would be, I think that's everything I wanted to say about this. Like, try staying focused on your language, do what you can. Yes, and another thing to remember is make at least 50 minutes a day for your language, otherwise you won't really improve anything. Don't be lazy, don't postpone it, don't procrastinate. That's your worst enemy in learning a language.